Who's Clinton? Oh, yes, the ex-newsreader, yes.
Yes, well, there have been a few things during the week that I think we need to look back on. Sensational happenings at the US Open. And the sad thing about men's tennis, I think, this year has been the fact that so many of the big names really seem to have lost that hunger, you know, lost that intensity to really go out there and work for it. And the best thing so far in this tournament is that, and it's come from the most unlikely person, Stefan Edberg. He's really gotten out there. Have a look at this.
Wow.
That is absolute first-class frenzy from Stefan.
Yep. Over the top.
Over the top. And you're not going to believe it, he does it again.
No.
Watch.
Stefan, calm down, son.
Absolute fury from Stefan, pumping it out.
Boy, the crowds will flock to see that.
Yep. So, I mean, that's the first good news. And secondly, I thought we should say something about Ivan Lendl. I mean, we were very cruel last week. We said Ivan basically hadn't beaten anybody in the world this year. And Boris Becker played him this week, and Ivan beat him. Now, the match
match,
match took 5 hours and 1 minute, which is the longest match since they introduced tie-break sets in 1970. Now, think about that. 5 hours, 1 minute. That's 3 hours and 31 minutes longer than an episode of Hey Hey, It's Saturday. Now, that'll give you some sort of grasp of how long that match went on.
Pardon me while I feel nauseous.
A couple of other bits of goss, and I'm sure everyone's heard about it today. Andre Agassi and Barbara Streisand, apparently an item. What an amazing thing. It's true. Read it in the papers.
Yeah.
People are saying it's disgusting because she's so much older than him, but then again, he's so much prettier than her, so I think it all balances out.
But the nice thing is they can just swap hair.
Yeah. And quote of the week comes from Steffi Graf, who's sort of been up and down and all over the place in the last couple of years. She went out in the quarterfinals, but not before making this wonderful observation. She said, "I used to be critical of myself, but now I think I'm worse." Which I reckon it's up there with those sort of, I used to be hesitant, but now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I used to be nostalgic, and now I just wish those days were here again.
Yeah. But anyway, now the long-promised football survey. Now, what I'm basing this on is the fact that I'm really, frankly, sick and tired of hearing women from Victoria or New South Wales make these outlandish statements that, like, oh, the men who play rugby league are far more attractive than the men who play Aussie rules, or Aussie rules players have got lovely, sexier bodies than rugby league players, and so on. Now, I'm just going to see...
Frankly, I prefer chess players, but that's another...
Chess players, all right. But I just thought we might conduct a bit of an experiment and find out whether there's any substance to this. Now, we've got going to appear on the screen in a moment a body from one of the men of league calendar, one of the men of football calendars, rather, with a neutral head.
So
not
this could be this could be AFL or rugby league.
Yeah, a totally non-sporting head.
Right.
And I'm going to ask the audience to tell me what they think, whether it's an Aussie rules player or a rugby league player. Now, let's check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
You're picking on some poor dork in the audience. Who is that guy?
Poor guy, yeah. But anyway, he probably just wishes he had that body. Now, let's just see a show of hands from people here. Who thinks that that is a rugby league body?
Few people, probably... Phew.
Show of hands for an Aussie rules body. Who thinks it's an Aussie rules body?
Yeah, definitely Aussie rules body, they reckon.
Well, there you go. That shows you, doesn't it?
Yep.
That is Billy Moore from North Sydney, so he's a rugby league player.
Ah, well, yes.
Okay, let's try another one, see how we go. See if you guys can just pick up your act a little bit there. All right, second body coming up.
Oh, The Exorcist. I am Satan! Ah! Sorry, kiddies.
Now, of course, we've already had one rugby league player, and I know what you're all thinking. Obviously, we'll go for an Aussie rules player next, but we're not that predictable here, so don't let that influence you. Is this?
It's me.
Who thinks a rugby league player? Who thinks a rugby league player? Who thinks it's an Aussie rules player?
Who doesn't think at all?
Most of our audience, I think, yeah. Well, I think we got a vote in favour of rugby league there.
Yes, we did, yes.
Aussie rules body.
Ha, 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 ha.
This
Like,
is Wayne
him.
Carey from...
He does Sirs ads. I've seen him.
from North Melbourne. And well, I think we'll try one more.
All right, what the hell?
Go. See if you guys can get it right this time, all right?
Oh, that's me. That's embarrassing.
This is Andrew in the dressing room before the show, actually.
Yeah.
No, rugby league, show of hands, please.
Yes. Oh, the majority think that's rugby league?
The majority there. Aussie rules, we got any stragglers think it's an Aussie rules body?
Anybody here think that's a chess player? God, there's some idiots in this audience tonight.
Well, they finally got it towards the end because that was Paul Harrigan, chief from
However,
Newcastle Knights.
I think you made your point, Debbie, that you cannot judge a footballer by his body.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Well proven, Debbie Spillane. What an insightful
Scientific,
report.
wasn't it,
It
really?
was. A brilliant
Quite so.
method. Einstein would have been jealous, but he's dead, fortunately, so he didn't see it. Thank you, Debbie Spillane. We'll see you later in the show. But now it's down to Melbourne and somebody who, well,